What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to BurlyFishing. Today, I've got a special unboxing for you because we have a present, a gift, if you will, to open. Gift because it's tax write-offable. But we got a box here from Debo's Fishing, and what did Debo send me? I don't know. We're gonna find out. It's a complete mystery to me and to you guys. So I was toying around with the idea of how I could collaborate with more people without having to travel across the country to do so, especially with the state of things. So the concept I came up with was this: what if I collaborated with other creators in the fishing genre by sending them a box? Maybe they sent me a box back. And then we unboxed those things on each other's channel. And we also threw in, sprinkled in a little Salt Bae, if you will, for fun, some questions, some Q&A, some almost like an Ask Me Anything type of layer, if you will, right? I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And, you know, hands down, one of the most friendly, well-natured people in the fishing industry as far as having fishing channels on YouTube has been Debo's Fishing. This guy is absolutely awesome. If you guys don't follow Debo's Fishing already, go check him out. This guy's fantastic. He's got a huge channel. He's growing a lot, and he just provides amazing information for anglers like you and me. I know I'd been watching him for a long time before I even started my own channel. So, guy's awesome, and he of course agreed, because he's awesome, to do this with me. So this is the inaugural collaboration unboxing, if you will. Here's the thing. I sent him a box too. So if you guys want to see what I sent him, go over to his channel, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already for whatever reason, and watch that video, and then compare and contrast, because we want to hear in our comments who you thought made the better box. Now, mind you, these are both boxes that come from Tackle Warehouse. So we just set a limit of 50 bucks on Tackle Warehouse. You fill the box, hit $50 mark, and you ship it to the other person. And that's basically the premise here. And then, of course, we throw in some questions that you got to answer as you unbox this stuff. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, of course, consider subscribing to my channel as well as Debo's Fishing, and smash a like on these videos. Ring that notification bell so you can see when we both drop more content. And if you like the collaboration idea I came up with, then let me know who I should try to do this with next. Again, hit me up in the comments on that. And you know what else? Debo's Fishing was also on our live podcast. So if you guys enjoy fishing commentary and all around shenanigans, you should probably come hang out with us every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We go live on YouTube. Me and my buddy Paul, we talk fishing and other things with people in the fishing industry and creators in the fishing world. So I think you'd enjoy it, and we'd love to talk to you in chat. Let's get into this box. I don't really know what to expect. We kind of threw it out there like, hey, you know, send me some baits that you like, baits you think I'll like, baits that you know will catch fish, and then maybe some weird ones. So I know I definitely sprinkled in some weird ones for his box. Hopefully he likes it. Let's see if we like his though. So I wrote this on here because I wanted to know what box this was, because it's like unlabeled. But this is the box he sent me. Haven't opened it yet, so let's get right into this thing. Okay, here it goes. Oh my God. We're in for a treat here, people. We did aim for like 6 to 8 lures, kind of like you would get in a Monster Bass box or one of those fishing subscription boxes, the monthly boxes. So we kind of like made our own via Tackle Warehouse. So here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go through a couple of baits, and then I'm gonna answer some of the questions the same way Debo's going to do on his channel as well. So right off the top, there's actually something I recently bought for myself, because I was like, yo, how could this possibly work? And then I was like, oh yeah, of course it's gonna work, why not, right? And that is the Lunker Hunt Finesse Frog. So check this out. We've got a Ned rigged frog. It's a soft body frog, 1/4 ounce. It comes with one Ned head, so it's a little 2-pack. You get 2 plastics and a Ned head. So we've got Ned with a weed guard, a little single wire weed guard there. It's metal, so it's gonna do a pretty good job at deflecting cover, I think. And then you've got a little soft body frog here. So we've got that pearl belly, 2 little crazy legs. Look at those legs, that action right there. Green pumpkin on top. And then the head of that Ned rig is also green pumpkin. So great color, something I would definitely be throwing around. In fact, what color did I pick? It's kind of what I thought. So I got the exact same color from Dick's Sporting Goods the other day. So if we were going for what would you fish, I think he's on the money because I literally just picked these up. But there you go. So Lunker Hunt Finesse Frog. I think it's going to be interesting. I don't know how well it's going to be at catching fish, just simply because it's a 1/4 ounce Ned head. It's pretty heavy. And it's just like a frog diving to the bottom. It's going to sit at the bottom. I think honestly it's going to be more about the look of those legs. I don't see why it couldn't get bit. I think it's going to be good. Interesting bait nonetheless. I love it. Some of these questions that we send each other ask, we're going to answer the same exact questions. We picked 3 questions to let you guys know a little bit about us, our thoughts, our experiences with fishing, and then 2 questions we'll answer at the end of the video about these specific lures in the box. Those 2 questions about the lures are going to be what was our favorite and what do we think is going to be the hardest to catch fish on. So we'll have to revisit that at the end. But the first question we were asking each other off the bat was, what was your most heartbreaking fish loss? So for me personally, most heartbreaking fish loss came last year when I was on a trip with my buddy Paul, co-host of the BurlyFishing podcast, and you guys see him on videos a lot because we fish together a lot. And this one's actually on video as well. So we were having a rough day. It was a really windy day. We're on this cool chain of lakes, like amazing body of water, but wind was like 17 miles an hour, and we're in kayaks. So you put 2 and 2 together, you can see what kind of day that really amounts to. So after a long, hard day, catching some fish, not really enough to be happy with, we found a nice 5-foot deep flat with like nice tall weeds as well. And I just started casting a chatterbait, and I was just running this like chatterbait across the top of the weeds, just burning it. And after a couple casts, I freaking jacked a giant bass. No idea, I'm not gonna tell you guys it was 5 pounds. It definitely felt like 5 pounds or more, but it was a giant for up here in Michigan, and I was pumped about it. I'm reeling this guy in, and lo and behold, he gets to the surface, and I should have put the rod tip down. I should have worked the fish a little bit more, but I was too excited. Rod tip was high. He comes up out of the water, goes for one beautiful jump. I see his body, his giant bass body come out of the water, and then the chatterbait, pop, comes right off, and he goes back to the depths. I literally, and ask Paul about this anytime you guys want, especially come to our live podcast. It's a windy day, 17-mile-an-hour winds. We're in our kayaks. Paul was legitimately 500 to 750 yards away from me, and I cursed really loudly and like threw my rod down. This is on video, and I just sat there and I just thought about it. I don't know if you guys have had a day where you've been fishing for 8 to 10 hours, not catching much, and then you hook into what could be the daybreaker, the amazing fish of the day, and then you lose it. If you've had that, you know how I felt in that moment. It was terrible. I threw a tantrum. So Paul at that distance like heard me screaming, thought he came up later and he said it. He thought I literally like broke my leg or something. So that's how loud and upset I was. That had to have been like right up there, tops worst fish loss of my life. That was unfortunate. So next up, this is so funny because I thought about, I think I sent him one of these. I thought about sending him one of these. So this is the Booyah Baitco Super Shad. The reason I wanted to send it is that this is a multi-bladed spinner bait, which is gonna bang this spring, and it is in a great color for where I fish. So I feel like this guy put a lot of work and thought into what he shipped me here. So I hope that my box stands up to this level of scrutiny. The reason I'm so excited for this, you guys, check this out, is you've got different size blades going from small to big here and alternating from gold to silver. I think that's gonna look so good in the water. We just got like the shad red eye pattern here for the jig head. And you got chartreuse and white on the skirt. And then of course you can throw on, you know, trailer hook, trailer plastic, whatever you want to throw on. But what's so awesome about these is how much flash this is all putting off. It just looks like a nice cloud of bait fish, which is easy prey, easy dinner for a big old bass to come up and munch on. I think this is gonna work and I'm pumped about it. I honestly can't remember if I sent him one, but I know I spent a good amount of time looking at multi-bladed spinners because they're just sweet. And somehow this comes in a 3/8 of an ounce package. So it's a pretty lightweight spinner. Great color, great flash. This thing is gonna catch fish, I guarantee it. And it's probably gonna be one of my favorite things to throw. So hopefully I don't lose it right off the bat. Another question we had for each other was your go-to boat snacks. So my go-to boat snack kind of depends on the day. If I'm going out for a long day, I need high energy in small quantity. So I do something like Pop-Tarts. Go-to Pop-Tarts, s'mores flavor, all day long. You can eat them cold. They don't have to be hot. So if it's a cold day, hot day, it doesn't matter. I'll throw them into like my little, lunchbox and eat them. On a normal day, it's meat snacks and sunflower seeds. And I would say like specifically Old Trapper Original Beef Jerky or Duke's, and it's the hot and spicy flavor. And for the seeds, you really can't go wrong with like David's Original. But I do really like I think it's Big's Zesty Ranch. That's what Paul got me on recently on our last road trip, but great snack, great boat snack. Next up, we've got a Spro Essential Series Squarebill, 3 to 5 foot diving. I don't own any Spro Squarebills, so this is awesome. It's got Gamakatsu hooks on it, so nice, sharp, well-made hooks. Just stabbed myself with one. Hey, that's how you know it's an unboxing video. This is the Hunter 65 Squarebill. Fire Tiger, so my boy knows the waters up here in the Midwest. It's like that matte paint job too. It's a nice flat colorway here, but we've got orange, yellow, green, up to the black up on top. Look at these angry eyes on there, that angry flashy red and silver eye. It's got a real nice like thick lip on it that I think is gonna do really well. I think these are really well made too. Heavy thud to it, and then of course you got the gamma hooks, which are straight game changers. So that is an awesome Squarebill right there, and definitely something I'm gonna be throwing around. You know what we're hunting after with this. This is gonna be big bass and mostly toothy critters. Toothy critters are gonna smoke this thing. So good call on that, man. Gosh, this guy's on fire. I don't know. Getting nervous about my box I sent him. All right, so we got 3 lures right there. We got a jig here. This is Skinny Bear Signature Jig. Never heard of these guys before, but it looks juicy. It's a 1/4 ounce. Yes, yes. Okay, so this is an amazing looking finesse jig. So 1/4 ounce. It's got a flipping jig head, so that nice like flat body with the wider profile right there. So it's gonna knock around cover. Easy to cast, easy to skip, easy to put anywhere you need it to go. But check this out. Look at the streamers coming off this thing. That is gonna add an absurd amount of flash to it. Oh my gosh, as it's sitting on the bottom. You got a spider skirt. And then check out the skirt on this. So we have like your normal like silicone skirt here in the middle with green pumpkin. But the rest of this is like that thicker rubber tubing, which is gonna have different action underwater. This came actually on that Strike King comeback jig that we got in the January Monster Bass box. So I'm a little familiar with it now. And I've heard from a lot of you guys in the comments about it too, but that is just heckin' cool. So brown, that red streamer action coming off, that's gonna, as it's sitting on the bottom, look at that. It's just gonna branch out like crazy. Love that. Nice brush guard on it too. It doesn't even have a bait keeper on it, so it's just like thread her on, baby. It's gonna be like, if anything, a very small plastic that we throw onto this thing there. So, man, nice. Homeboy's crushing it. Homeboy's crushing it. Don't tell him this. He's unboxing it the same day. But I sent him a frog too, and I think my frog's a little bit cooler than this one. But this frog is like awesome. This is a Molex Supernato frog, and I think I know why it's called that, but check this out down here. So it's a signature bait from Carl Jacobson. You guys know me in names. Like, don't even ask me about names. Color is number 72, leopard frog. Dude, all right, so 3/4 ounce weight. It's about 4.5 inches long. It's from Molex. They make good stuff. Check this out. So there's your frog. And, oh my gosh. The reason it's called the Supernato, I think, is that these crazy appendages coming off the back. Look at that. Yo. So they got these flanges on them. So they're gonna catch water as you're running this frog across the top. These things are alternating, just going bam, 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 bam. Just churning water. So I think that's gonna look good. Feels like decent plastic on the back here too. And then that's just like attached to the frog via some sort of wire system there. Extremely plush. That is an extremely plush frog, and big stout hooks that are super sharp right up on top. I like that. Seems like a well-made frog, looks really good, great design. Insane details on this actually compared to most frogs. I think it looks great. I can't wait to throw this. I want to see what these little like froggy leg appendages do. That is legit. And a great color, natural frog. That's gonna do straight work. Okay, so this is actually the one that I laughed about when I saw it, but obviously this fits in the weird bait category, and I'm excited to throw it because I'll try anything. I think this year we're gonna try a lot of like really strange baits, and you know, Tackle Warehouse is packed full of them, so we're gonna hit up a whole bunch. So we got a crab, Savage Gear crab. They call it the Manic Crab. I literally have no idea what to do with this. These weigh 3/5 of an ounce, 3/5. So it looks like, rigging wise, they basically say, do whatever the heck you want with this thing. It's just a big old plastic with a weight in it. So let me see here. I gotta check them out. Hyper realistic. Check this out. Dude. So red and black color. I think great for spring. I want to see what maybe like smallies do with this in the rivers this spring. Great color that they're going to be attracted to, and tons of action. It might look kind of like a craw or something. But look at all the appendages on this thing. Dude, that's so ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. I can't wait to throw this thing. So how am I going to rig this? I got to figure this out. So it doesn't really like show you how to rig it, but I'm going to say, I think I'm just going to like Texas rig it or throw it weightless. Try a few different things with it. No idea what's going to work. But I could see rigging it kind of backwards. Line tie here, hook down here, right? So I can run it this way. I think that would look good. Otherwise just like flipping it around and just seeing if bass are like keying in on it. I can't see why they wouldn't. I mean, I don't have any crabs around here because we got freshwater, but it's just gonna look like creature on the bottom, easy meal. Seen them eat weirder things. They eat the spider, you know, the lunker hunt spider. They're nomming that all the time. I can't see why not. Why would this not work? So that's hilarious. And also, I take that as a challenge. We're gonna have to catch something on these guys. It's gonna happen. All right, so we are deep in the plastics now. We're going after it. So we've got a Gambler Go Fish. These are straight producers. You know, like I said, we wanted to pick baits that we knew would catch fish. These are probably some of his go-tos. So we got the June Bug green pumpkin color of these bad boys right here. You get a quantity of 8, and there we go. So it's a green pumpkin on 1/2 actually. Check this out. It's a split color, 2-tone. So that's that darker color in purple with those bright green flakes in there. And then we got green pumpkin on the back. Amazing color. One that's gonna pop in the water, one that's gonna look really good. You can't go wrong with. Super plush plastic. Smells very garlicky, so it's got some good scent to it. That's gonna be juicy. Easy peasy, man. Who wants me to catch fish? So the last question before we get to the lures questions was your worst fishing experience ever. And I had to think about it for 0.05 seconds, and it was the river trip, which still exists on my channel if you want to go back. It was like kayak fishing disaster, I think is what I ended up titling it as. I have literally never had any day come close, even if it's been rough. Weather's bad, you lose something. This day, nothing matches this day. I'll recap just the bad things that happened, and then you guys can watch the video if you want to. But here's what happened. Went kayak fishing on a river I fish all the time, but the water was really high and there's a dam in the middle of the run. But you can basically kayak from one park all the way down to the town I live in. So we kayak down, we're having a good time. I'm catching tons of fish and Paul's fishing with me. And Paul like accidentally casts right into one of his rods, breaks the rod in half, explodes, right? So one rod down, already not up to a great start. We get a little further down and the side plate to my Abu Garcia Revo SX falls off, and it doesn't fall into the boat. It falls overboard into the depths and it's gone, right? Cool, great. Can't use that reel anymore for the day. Keep going. So we keep on rolling and we get down to the dam, And at the dam, we decide, even though the dam's running hard at this point, we're gonna go for a ride. We're gonna go down in our gigantic kayaks. I had the Hobie Pro Angler 12 foot at that point. And we're gonna ride the river down to town because that was the plan. We couldn't ride up. Why would we do that? So we get in, I try to paddle against this current. There's no fighting current. I don't know if you guys know that. Water wins 9 times out of 10. So I get pushed into an eddy which flows right at me, and I get spun around back into some trees and almost break all my rods. And as we're pulling my kayak out into the woods, I break the drive mass on my fins for the Hobie. It's got little fins to paddle with instead of like a prop. So I break that, makes it, you know, semi-usable for the rest of the day. Not great, also expensive fix. And then we have to drag our kayaks through the muddy woods, get back on the river. Like, I'm already mad. Here we go, let's keep going. Try to keep fishing. And as we're going downstream, an overhanging tree grabs one of my rods, my full complete setup, a brand new Dobbins Fury, you know, medium light rod that I had picked up with a Fluger President XT reel on it, recently spooled up with brand new braid, and it just grabs it by the tip, pulls it out of my boat, gone. And that was pretty much the end of the trip at that point. We just got out of there, and I probably had like, that was the most frustrating, impossible, everything's going wrong, disaster day I've ever had fishing. So there's that. There's a whole video on it if you want to watch me be in a lot of pain. All right, so next up we've got from Angler's Choice. Angler's Choice. A sodium-free floating formula for the Ned rig. It's like your boy knows me. It's like he gets it. These are scent infused. You know, the way to my heart is through a Ned rig. I think everybody knows that. Oh my gosh, and is this not the juiciest looking Ned rig bait you have ever seen? Are you kidding me? So it's kind of a watermelon Canada crawl almost color, like bright red flakes mixed in there with this green pumpkin body, but look at this tail. That right there, that is a high action tail. This thing standing up straight on the bottom on a Ned rig is gonna do, look at it, not even moving. Oh my gosh, that's gonna have insane action. That's gonna be really fun to fish, actually. I'm pumped about this. Nice, and you get what seems 14. You get 14 in this thing? Good grief. Good call, man, good call. Next up we got a paddle tail in a shad color, so it's Magic Shad. It's from Arsenal. Enhanced, soft plastic. Enhance. So we got some high action, 4.5 inch called a Tactical Minnow. Check this out. So it breaks here towards the end, giving it a little joint there for more action, and then tapers off towards the tail right into that little paddle at the back. So it's gonna catch a lot of water, it's gonna move a lot. I love the color, look at this thing. So we got like that gray underbelly going into this like brown, blue and silver flake in there. So it's that Magic Shad. It's got that shad pattern, that shad flash. It looks great, and it's a great size paddle tail to be fishing around, and you get a heck ton of them. How many is this? Eight of them. Nice. Another good one, man. Great plastics to be fishing around. Good thing I did a giveaway on most of my plastics, so I made some room for these. Finally, another Savage Gear here. Is that 2? Yeah, there's 2 Savage Gears. So this one is salted and scented. Boom, Ned rig. This guy's straight cheated. Like, bro, all you throw is the Ned rig. I feel like he's trying to say something. All right, so Savage Gear. I've actually got some of their like really nice craws too, so I'm kind of digging these Savage Gear plastics lately. So 2 3/4 inch. It's called the Ned Goby. Let's take a look-see, eh? Are you joking me right now? So it's a tube. So it's, you know, Goby body shape, right? So you got your little fins there coming off the side, actually. Look at that, nice detail. Got your dorsal fin there, which also has potentially like a hook hiding area in it. Nice. And you know, you're gonna thread your hook through the front here, but this thing is hollow. And it's got the little tentacle things. It's basically a tube, a tiny tube that you could rig on a Ned rig. Throw it on a jig, mushroom headed jig. Throw it on any type of jig. And it's in a Goby color. So it's like a green pumpkin with purple and gold flake to it. Looks nice, looks very nice. You can throw it weightless on a jig. I mean, little tiny EWG and swim it, drop shot it. This thing would look great on a drop shot. And then of course they recommend Ned rig it. And you get 5 of them in here. So we can try it all those ways, all different ways. So to recap, here's what we got in, I'm calling it the Debo box. It's a term of endearment. So we've got in the Debo box, the Arsenal Magic Shad paddle tail. We got these awesome little tube style Ned rigs from Savage Gear. We got the Gambler worm, obviously gonna work. We've got the freaking crabs, 3 of them. The freaking, Debo's gave me crabs. We got the Angler's Choice Ned rig, that little tickle tail design, that's awesome. We got the Booyah Super Spinner, look at this guy. 4 spinning blades on there. That Spro Squarebill and that awesome Fire Tiger color, that matte color. Got that Molex Supernato frog, thing is fantastic. The Lunker Hunt Finesse frog, little Ned rig frog, we're gonna see what that does. And then that Skinny Bear jig, that awesome little finesse jig that I know we're gonna produce something on this spring. So last 2 questions we had to answer on this unboxing would be favorite lure from this box and the one that's gonna be the hardest to catch anything on. And I think you guys know both of those answers. So first of all, my favorite lure, I gotta say, this is second. This is very close. I think these Ned rig plastics look awesome. I can't wait to fish them. But it's probably this guy right here, because that multi-bladed spinnerbait it's something I've been thinking about for a while. So I can't wait to fish this. It's gonna be an amazing bait for the spring, and I mean even into the summer, and I'm gonna use it as a search bait like a lot. So that was an awesome choice. The bait that's gonna be the hardest to catch anything on, can you guys guess? Can you guess? It's a freaking crab. I'm like, I don't even know how I'm gonna rig this thing. I bet you I'm surprised. That's what I'll say right here. I bet you we catch something awesome on this. We're surprised. We're happy. It's gonna happen. We got 3 of them to figure out. We can do this. I believe in us. Let's roll. Awesome, man. So that was a lot of fun. To get to see kind of like what other anglers' choices would be if sending you some lures. And it's an easy way for us to collaborate with each other, being that he's in Iowa, I'm in Michigan. I'd love to fish with the guy. He's got a family, I got a family. We got this whole, pandemic thing going around. So, it's not as easy to travel or to fish with each other at this time. It's definitely something that I want to do in the future. And if you guys want me to do that as well, obviously let us know in the comments. Let us know who you'd love us to go fishing with, because we're all about that. And for now, if you like this idea, let me know who else we should send a box to, because I want to know and I want to start sending them out. I think, kicking it off with Debo's Fishing, like how much better of a start could you really get than that? So I just want to say, hey, appreciate you, Debo, for participating in this. Hopefully you had as much fun as I did, and let's collab again sometime. Maybe hop on the podcast, just saying. But stay tuned for future unboxings, you guys. Obviously, we do tons of unboxings here on the channel. I want to do more collaborations like this, so they will be coming. If you like content like this, of course, be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on this video, ring that notification bell so you can see when we drop more content, and come hang out with me live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Me and my buddy Paul talking all sorts of fun fishing stuff and bantering with awesome people in the fishing industry. You won't want to miss it, and I'd love to talk to you and chat. Hey, thanks for watching today, you guys. You've been awesome as always, and I hope to see you on the next video.